Today's video is going to be about the Mora Companion Heavy Duty. My name is Brian and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Alright, well, welcome back to the Mosquito Haven. This again is the Mora Knife Companion Heavy Duty, and this is a little bit of an upgrade from the standard knife. Let's take a look at the details of this knife, and then we'll talk about what makes it different and compare it kind of to the standard companion. Okay, this is the Mora Companion Heavy Duty MG knife. This knife features a right at a 4-inch long, 1/8 inch thick carbon steel blade with a 27-degree edge angle, which is a little bit less acute than the standard Mora edge angle of 23 degrees, and that's supposed to give you a little better edge longevity. Has a slightly larger handle than the standard, and the overall length is 8 3/4 inches versus 8 1/2 inches for the standard, so it's about a 1/4 inch longer. It weighs in at about 4.76 ounces, comes with a standard Mora plastic sheath, and the street price on this knife is about 17 bucks. Okay, so this is the Mora Knife Heavy Duty Edition on top versus the standard here, and you can see a couple of differences right away. The overall length is about a 1/4 inch longer on the heavy duty. The handle is just a little larger. You can see it's got definitely a more pronounced swell there, and the blade is definitely thicker. So the heavy duty blade is 1/8 inch thick. The standard is 1/10 of an inch thick. They both have the Mora really sharp edge Scandinavian grind. Heavy duty is about 4 3/4 ounces versus a little over 3 3/4 for the companion. So there's about an ounce difference in weight. About 17 bucks for this one, about $13.50 for this one. They both have a very similar plastic sheath. Another main difference is the standard companion has a 23-degree edge angle, and the heavy duty has a 27-degree edge angle, so it's just a little less acute. It should give you a little better edge retention. One thing it does have in common with the standard companion is the back of the spine is, if you can see that, it is not at all sharp. So if you're going to do trying to do any kind of striking of a fire steel, a ferro rod with that, you're going to have to file that down, which is something that is pretty common modification. It's really the only modification most people have to do to their Moras. As all Moras, it's got a very comfortable handle. It's got a little larger palm swell than the standard. It's not a full tang, as the tang's about right here. It's kind of a rat tail tang, but I can tell you I beat the heck out of my regular companion, which has got a lot thinner blade. I've batoned 2 or 3 inch wood with it, and with no problems whatsoever. Been using it for almost a year now. Just want to give you a close up of the sheath, just to let you see it's just a standard Mora sheath. Got this little clip on that slips down over your belt. Got a little drain hole on the bottom, plastic sheath. Retention snaps in, it's okay, but it's my experience that after a little while this thing gets loose. I've been told that if you just take a hairdryer, heat it up, and squeeze it back together, it tightens back up again. Okay, so again, it's not a full tang knife, but I have beat the heck out of my standard Mora, and this is a lot thicker blade. They specifically reference batoning on their website when referring to this blade. So, but if you're going to baton with a knife, if you have this in a survival situation, then you want to protect your blade, no matter what kind of blade it is. So you don't want to do anything crazy and go above and beyond the capabilities of your knife, because if you break it trying to be all macho, then you're going to be really in a bad situation. And honestly, I baton a lot of wood when I'm building a fire, just to break it up into smaller pieces, and when it's wet to get dry wood. It's just a lot easier for me to do that than to grab a hatchet to try to baton a really small piece of wood. It's really safer, I believe, when you're batoning something small. So this is about a 2 to 2 1/2 inch piece of wood. I think that's a pretty good size to try to baton to get something drier on the inside. So we're just going to take a whack at this thing and see what happens. Pretty hard wood, at least initially. Start to split. But if you're building a fire making, it's a good thing to get that wood down smaller. So, all right, so as long as you use common sense, think it works pretty well for batoning. So got a piece of wood here I was working on earlier with another knife, but this thing's bigger brother actually. And so we're going to see how well, let's have a look and try a feather stick. It's really, really dry. It doesn't want to stay on the stick for me. Let's see if I can get a little backing going on there. Well, with the wood I've got, it's pretty good. Really had no doubts about that. I mean, it's a Mora. It's got a really good edge. All Moras I've ever dealt with, ever picked up and used, have a really good edge. However, in my opinion, the biggest drawback for this knife is that it does not have a 90-degree spine. Because something else I like to do is scrape wood off for a tinder, and you're not scraping anything here. This is just round, very round. So we could play with the fire steel, but there's really no point in it. It's not going to strike a spark. I mean, it's just not going to happen without taking a file or a Dremel tool or something, grinder, and carefully putting a flat spot on back there. So no sense in doing that, to be honest with you. No sense in trying. But for carving, batoning, general camp use, this is an excellent choice. I mean, again, it's 17 bucks. It's a little heavier than a regular Mora, but it's still pretty lightweight. Not very much money. This knife will last you a long time, probably the rest of your life if you just take care of it. The other thing I want to show you is it is very well balanced, as all Moras. And why does that matter, you ask? So if you're looking for a good knife to throw in your pack, put on your belt, just to have for all-around camp use, even as a survival knife, it's not a full tang again, but a lot of people carry these for survival type knives. Very good knives. I think no survival kit or outdoor kit really is complete without a Mora knife. It's a no-brainer. It's like under 20 bucks, you know. So anyway, if you were on the fence about whether it's worth the extra $4 for the heavy duty companion versus the regular Mora, I'd say go for it. If you have really small hands, the other regular one may be better. This has got a pretty good sized palm swell. I like it, but it is a little bit, an ounce heavier, and you know, the other one, there's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. Either one's a great choice. Hope this has been helpful. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to Survival on Purpose. Thanks for clicking the thumbs up down below if you like it. And if you want to support this channel, I appreciate it. Check out my Amazon store below. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.